2013. Here we are in lovely Melbourne, Australia on a fine sunny day for once. With us we have Duff, McKagan and Loaded.
Yeah,
how are you guys?
We're here. Hi. How you doing?
Here we are. Now first question, obviously I just wanted to ask Duff is, I just finished reading your book not too long ago.
Okay.
How does it feel knowing that complete strangers know so much about you, as opposed to something like your columns where you can tackle more general topics, everything like that?
Yeah, well, no, it's weird. In the midst of writing that thing, I didn't really think, because it's not really a real. It's like when your wife's pregnant, you know you're gonna have a kid, but it's not really. It's not there. She's just pregnant. So it was kind of the same thing writing a book. I was writing, and then when the day it came out, yeah, I did like a book signing at in New York, and some girl had already read the book. And she was looking at my arm. I'm like, what are you looking at? I'm looking where the water ski accident, the scar is from your water ski. And that's when it dawned on me, oh yeah, people know a bit more about me at this point. Wow. Yeah.
Being out here as part of Soundwave, now we've got a fantastic lineup this year of really wide cross-section of bands. How do you prepare for something like Soundwave as opposed to your own headlining tour? Because, I mean, you'll be playing at a time when not necessarily everyone in the crowd is there to see your band. Do you have to work that much? Oh, pretty much. I'm just trying to be nice to all the other bands. But let's call it spade a spade, right? Everyone here is here to see Duff, McKagan's, Loaded, and that's it. Everyone knows this. How do you prepare for it? I mean, do you have to put that much more effort into it to win over people that possibly aren't necessarily there to see you guys?
No, I don't think we changed much of what we do for anybody ever. We play the songs we want to play, and we give 100% regardless. So I don't think it changes ever.
Right, we have about an hour and a half long headline set list, and it seems like the hardest part to prepare for a festival is to decide which songs we are going to cut to fill only that 45-minute slot.
That's the hardest part. We bring a lot more amps. We just stack them up. We need to be that much louder. Look at this place.
All of our tracks also.
Yeah.
A band like Loaded, what's the songwriting process in a band like this? Is it all handled normally by the one person, or is it more collaborative? Or, I mean, it's got Duff's name, so is this Duff's baby, or what is it?
I don't know why it's going.
I mean, if it sinks or fails, is it on your shoulders? What goes on with that?
Yeah. Like I got the tattoo a few years ago. I didn't put my own. To me, we're just Loaded, but I guess maybe I don't know. It's so dumb. I don't like having my name in the band, but it gets us a little bit of something. And but we write songs like a riff will come up, but it's a band collaborative thing. We'll get together and we'll have a load of kind of different riffs and whatnot. When we came back and wrote the music and the words for Sick, which was right after VR, or kind of right at the end of VR. We just had a bunch of stuff. We all got in a room and put it all together, and it didn't take long. We have a chemistry thing.
How do you feel about people and this is probably more of a Duff. This is definitely more of a Duff question. People like Slash. I mean, he's got his couple of albums out there, and they're all great albums and stuff. But he feels he's set out with 50% Guns N' Roses stuff, or probably a bit less now. The rest of it his stuff. Bands like Audio Slave and they were around, they were doing Rage Against the Machine and Soundgarden stuff, padding it out for their own stuff like that. How do you feel about that? What's your take on it?
We're just going straight to the masters. We do half Led Zeppelin. Loaded does. We skip all the Guns and VR stuff.
Yeah, just go back to the source.
Yeah, we kind of do that. No, how do I feel about? I think it's fine. We even we'll do it once in a while, but not rely on it. And Slash doing it, it's all good. I mean, whatever makes you happy.
In a way, I mean, he has and you've all got a right to those songs. It's part of the legacy, so
it's all valid. It's all valid. So it's cool,
With Loaded, I mean, how did it all come together? I mean, it's been a few years down the track now. You've got a couple of the albums out. What was the impetus? What was the driver of getting Loaded started?
We started in actually 2000. So we put a record out in 2000 or 2001 or something. And we went to Spain in Japan, because we were a Seattle band, and played a bunch around Seattle and like LA, and did a couple little tours. Played with Motorhead, and then Velvet Revolver started, and that kind of took over everything for a while. So the impetus was just like to play rock and roll.
How about the rest of you guys? I mean, was it? How did you guys get in touch with Duff? Was it Duff reaching out to you guys, or was it you guys going back the other way?
I mean, Seattle's kind of a pretty close-knit community, and everyone tends to know each other, you know. Duff would come out and see shows. Me and Mike were in a different band. Mike played on a few songs off the first Dark Days record, and at the time, I think Duff needed a bass player to do some touring and go out and have some fun, and I kind of hopped in, and it's just a real organic thing, you know. It's as simple as that.
Okay, it was like you touched on it. You touched on the Seattle community. Now, this is a question that I've got: is you look at Seattle, man. Back in the day, you had bands like Alice in Chains, Mother Love Bone, all these bands really doing really big things to take over really the music scene, and the focus was on LA more than anything else. Duff was already out in LA at this time, obviously. Taking that aside, I mean, then you look at your sports. I mean, you got probably one of the most unfashionable NFL teams. Sorry, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so sorry about that in advance.
Unfashionable?
Unfashionable in that they're doing so much better than anyone ever thought they would. I mean, year after year, they're just there in playoff, playoff after playoff, and they always pull it off. Yeah. Yeah. But then also on the outside, you got I mean, I'm hearing Seattle Supersonics might be coming back into the NBA and stuff like that. What the hell's going on down there in Seattle? What are you guys putting in the water? I mean, because it's like anything that's come from Seattle is almost turning to gold, and this is going back years and years ago now.
Now listen, Chicago Bears.
Actually, you can answer the music question. I'm going to open up to the sports fans out here as well.
I'm a sports fan.
You are?
But yes. The music? What was the music? Was there a music question in there?
Well, yeah, we'll put it both together. You know, what is it about Seattle and the scene down there that, you know, gets...
It's actually up there.
Up there. Well, we're in Australia. Everything's up there from here.
Right. If you're at like Edmonton, Canada, Seattle would be down there. But for the rest of the U.S., it's up there. Yeah, just to get it straight.
Okay. That's all sorted. We're at the bottom of the end of the world anyway, so everything's up there from here.
Right. Yeah. What's up there? It's always been a good music scene since I started going to punk rock gigs in '79. It's very insular, and so everybody shares ideas and shares gear and shares practice spaces, and it's very nurturing. And it does rain a lot, so people are inside playing music a lot. I mean, it's kind of basic and simple.
It's conducive to a good work environment, shall we say, anything like that. But I stand by them, man. The Seahawks, being a Bears fan, I do love the Seahawks. They just stick it up to the opposition, man. Anything they could possibly do to stuff up anyone else's chance of making the playoffs, they do it, and I love it. Now, Duff, I've got to ask you this one. I mean, you're obviously into your martial arts, you're into your kickboxing, everything like that. You've got Chris Jericho here, a wrestler. Yeah. You've got Dragon Force Herman Lee, who's into his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Actually, I might open up to all of you. A cage match. Who wins?
Well, we've already talked about it. We're going to form our own martial arts team.
Duff McKagan's martial arts team?
Yeah, Team Cuddle Bear. And we're going to go kick ass on all non-rock people in Melbourne tonight. We're doing it tonight. Yeah, with a 3-man wrecking crew.
So just taking on all comers from the audience, I guess, something like that?
Not the audience, because they're here to rock. Just like, non-rockers in Melbourne. We're going to go down to the main
Just
drag.
like festival hall, something like that?
Like maybe some emo kids. We're going to clean up the streets, like some emo kids.
Well, if it's cleaning up emo kids, I think you probably find a few more people than 3 that'll be in for that one. Right. When someone says Australia, or more specifically Melbourne, what's the first thing that comes to you guys' mind?
Come again?
So when someone says Australia or mentions Melbourne to you, what's the first thing you think of?
When I think of Australia, I think of the Bee Gees, always. I'm a huge Bee Gees fan. I took a picture of Barry Gibb's autograph. Not even an autograph for me. I took a picture of it. I took a picture of his autograph. It was still fresh, so I was particularly excited.
Did you get it inked?
Well, it wasn't on.
Why did you get it inked?
Well, there were a couple guitars.
Couldn't find space stuff.
A couple guitars that he played were sitting around, so I asked which ones did he play, and I played every one of them.
What a,
Safe to say I think of the Bee Gees when I think.
yeah, we've lost a few of them over the last few years as well, and very massive overseas, and I think pretty, no, probably surprising, probably a little bit underrated here in Australia. Australia's more into their rock and everything like this, and the Bee Gees have come out. And I love them, but a little bit underrated. I mean, I just never really got that. Duff, between everything, I meant the writing, the books, the music, everything like that. How do you find time to fit everything in? Because you got watching that Married to Rock program, it showed you as being, devoted husband, father, everything like this. Very devoted to your family, but also very devoted to your career. How do you fit it all in? Is it just a matter of scheduling and prioritizing, or?
Yeah. I think it just seems like I have a busier life than I really do. I don't know. I write, like I wrote my latest article on the plane ride yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever. Plane rides, what else are you doing? You're sitting there. I write. It makes the time pass, and then as far as being a dad, like right now I'm not home, so I be a dad by text. No, you can't do that. Yes, you can do that.
Yeah, because I remember reading the book. I read some great stories about you and your daughter, especially that opening part for the party, and you're thinking, God, what are these kids getting up to? At that age, if they're getting up to half of what I was getting up to, then, shit's going to hit the fan.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, being a rock band, you just do it. And we're on tour now, so I don't know. People do a lot more stuff than I do.
Yeah, you just make it look like you're a lot busier. That's one of those things.
Yeah, I'm good at making it look a lot.
One thing I was wondering about was with the whole financing, with going back and doing the business degree and all this kind of stuff and taking on management duties. Was that a necessity more than anything else because of the way the industry's changed, or just something that you always wanted to do?
Oh, the industry wasn't yet really changing at that point. It was just starting to change. No, it was a necessity for my own, just like I didn't know who to trust. So I just really kind of thought, I'll go try to learn some of this stuff myself.
Yeah, you're not going to screw yourself over. You probably spend enough years doing that. We're getting the wind up. I just wanted to know, is there anything else you want to say to the... The wind up is a girl over there going, shut the fuck up and get off. Yeah.
Right.
Now, is there anything else?
We hear that a lot from girls.
Do you? Well, maybe... Yeah. If you took his name off the name of the band, then maybe you probably wouldn't get so much. It's like, yeah, you're not Duff. What are you doing?
A lot.
Mike Squires is loaded.
Mike Squires is loaded. Could work.
Mike, Duff, McKagan, Mike Squires, Jeff Rouse, Bert Thomas is loaded.
Well, thanks a lot for taking the time out to speak to us and everything. It's been awesome having you guys.
Good questions.
Thank you. And hopefully you enjoy the rest of Soundwave and today's
little flies are only circling your head.
Yeah, but
You
think so? I think they've spotted the Australian because if they go too close to the Americans, you guys are just going to swat them. So and watch them because they do kill. They're Australian flies. There we go. They're there. So yeah, any last words for the people watching this online at home?
Oh, what?
Any last words for people watching this?
Okay,
Sounds like almost a eulogy. Anything you'd like to sign off with?
We love Australia. Australia rocks.
Yep. And you guys hoping to come back on a headlining tour sometime?
Yeah, we sure. Shit.
Okay. Well.
Thomas is loaded. Yes. Headline.
Well, thanks a lot for everything today. It's been awesome, and enjoy Australia. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Okay.
Cheers.
Thanks.